How to crochet a shawl is today's topic, and this shawl is anything but ordinary. This design is one of the most elegant and beautiful patterns I've ever turned into a shawl. To make this tutorial easy for you to follow, the pattern text will appear row by row on screen with animated highlights, showing you exactly what stitch I'm working on. For all your visual learners, I've created the pattern diagram for each row. And to give you extra guidance, you'll see my innovative progress bar at the bottom of the screen. It will walk you through the project step by step so you know exactly where you are. And best of all, this video is fully narrated, so follow my voice, grab your yarn and your hook, and let's get started. For this specific shawl, I'm using a lace weight yarn, so it's very thin, and I'm using a 2mm hook. So that's the texture you get if you're using a fine lace yarn. But for the purpose of the tutorial, I'm gonna use a thicker yarn and a bigger crochet hook for you. For the purpose of today's tutorial, I'll be using this beautiful merino wool, and I'm using a 2.5mm hook. Okay, to get started, I'm going to do my magic ring. That's how I do my magic ring. You do you. And I'm pulling my first loop. Okay, we're gonna start out with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That will count as our first double crochet, and then we're gonna do a chain 1, okay, and then we're gonna do 3 double crochets into our magic ring. Here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. So I did 3 double crochets followed by a chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do another 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do a chain 1, and we do 1 more double crochet. Okay, let me pull this a little tighter. So after round 1, your work should look like this. So you have this 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. That will always be your center, and it's going to continue to go up. So when you're in the center of your work, you will always have 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Okay, so that was our first setup row. Let's go ahead and work our second setup row. So we're going to start out with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That will count as a double crochet, and I'm going to do another chain 1. Turn your work into this first space right here, chain 1 space. You're going to put 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, and then we're going to work our center. So remember, our center is 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do a chain 1, and into our first chain 1 space right here in the beginning, you're going to put your 3 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, and you're going to chain 1, and you're going to do another double crochet and put the double crochet into your 3rd chain. Okay, you can go from the front or from the back, whatever you want. So you just anchor in with a double crochet. So this is what your work should look like right now. Okay, so row 3 is almost the same. We're going to start out with a chain 3 that will count as a double crochet, and then we're going to do a chain 1, turn your work, and with every round here in the chain 1 space right here, you always start out with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then into our next space right here, we're going to do another 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and from now on, every single row, you're going to start out with 3 double crochet into the chain 1 space and another 3 double crochets into the next space. And for row 3, we find ourselves back into the middle. Remember, our middle or center is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to work 3 double crochets over here. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and into our first chain 1 space right there, we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and you do another double crochet into the 3rd chain. And that was number 3. Okay, let's do row number 4. We're going to start off with a chain 3, which count as our double crochet, and then you do another chain 1, turn your work, and remember I told you with every round going forward, you're going to do 3 double crochets into this chain 1 space and another 3 double crochets in the 2nd chain space. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3. You're going to chain 1, another 3 double crochets into the next space. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, so we're adding something new here in row number 5. So here, this space, this is the last space before you come to the center. What we're going to do is we're going to start out with a double crochet, and then you're going to do chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to do another double crochet into the same space. So you create it like this eyelet, and then chain 1, and then we're in the center, so work your center, 3 doubles, chain 2, and another 3 double, chain 1. Okay, now just like on the other side, into the next space right here, you're gonna put in this eyelet that we created on the other side as well. So we're gonna do 1 double, followed by a chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and you're gonna put in another double. Okay, and we're down to the end, and remember in the end we do 3 double and 3 double. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and another 3 double into our chain 1 space at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then you're going to put a double into the chain 3 space. And this is what your work should look like after round number 4. Okay, let's do round number 5. We're going to start out with a chain 3, which will count as a double. And then we do 1 more chain. Turn your work. Remember to start our work into this little chain 1 space. We're going to put 3 doubles. There was 3, chain 1 into the next space. We're going to do another 3 double. Chain 1. Okay, so now we add this little bump or eyelet that we created, and I want you to put 9 double crochets into this space. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you just 9 double crochets, chain 1, And now you find yourself in the center space again. So work the center. 1, 2, 3 double, followed by chain 2, and we're going to do another 3 double in the center. 2, 3, chain 1, and we're back at our little eyelet that we created, and we're going to do 9 double crochets in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1, and then we're going to work into the next chain space over here, our 3 double. There was 3, chain 1, and into our chain 1 space here at the beginning, you're going to put another 3 double. And after the last 3 double, remember chain 1, and you're going to do another double crochet into the chain 3 space. Okay, this is what your work should look like right now after round number 5. So you can see here the center very clearly now, how it works up this way, and then the 2 double at the beginning, you can start seeing too, and it's going to create like a border. Okay, let's start our round number 6. As usual, start with your chain 3, which will count as a double, plus another chain 1. Turn your work, put your first 3 double crochets into your first space, chain 1, another 3 double crochets over here, two, and 3, chain 1. Okay, so now we are here where we did the 9 double crochets in the last row, and we're gonna do 9 double crochets with a chain 1 in the middle. Okay, so double crochet, chain 1. You're going to do that 9 times. Double crochet, chain 1. There was 2, there was 3. Here's my 4th double crochet, chain 1. There was number 5, double crochet, chain 1, 6, 7, double crochet, chain 1. There was 8, and one last one, double crochet, chain 1. Okay, and then we find ourselves back in our center, and by now you should know the center is 3 double, chain 2, 3 double, chain 2, and another 3 double. And then chain 1, and we're back at our 9 double crochet fan right here. So do 9 doubles with a chain 1 in the middle. Okay, double, chain 1, double, chain 1. That was number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and number 9, chain 1. And here at the end, just do your 3 double, followed by a chain 1, and then into our first chain 1 space we do another 3 double, that was 3, chain 1, and 1 last double into our chain 3 space. And your work should look something like this now, so you can really start seeing the pattern coming together. Isn't this pretty? Not too bad right now, right? All right, let's work round number 7. We're gonna start out with our chain 3 plus another chain, and then into your chain 1 space we're gonna do our 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 double into our next space, followed by a chain 1 always. Okay, so we're at our fan now. So for the 3rd row of our fan, what we're gonna do is put a double crochet, no, I'm sorry, put a treble crochet into your first double of your fan. So treble, so that was my first treble, and then you're going to do a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to skip 1 and into the 3rd double of your fan you're going to do another treble. So skip 1 into the 3rd one, you're going to do a treble, chain 3, and then we're going to skip the next one, and we're doing a treble into the following double crochet, chain 3, so we've done 1, 2, 3 trebles so far. So we skip 1 and do another treble over here, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 last treble into the last double crochet from the 9 double crochet cluster here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 treble, and then on the last one I do a chain 1, and we find ourselves back in the center. And work your center stitches. So 3 double crochets, followed by a chain 2, and another 3 double. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, so here we are back at our 9 double crochet fan. So let's put in our first treble into the first one, and then followed by a chain 3, and then you skip the next double, and into the third double you're going to put in another treble, chain 3, skip the next one, into the following one do a treble, chain 3, skip 1, we do a 4th treble, chain 3, and skip 1 and a 5th treble. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trebles, and chain 1, and we here at the end, so do 3 double, chain 1, and 3 double into our beginning chain 1 space. That was 2, 3, chain 1, and put a double into the 3rd chain. And that was round number 7. So this is what your work should look like after round or row 7. So row 4, 5, 6, 7 is your pattern repeat. Okay, so we'll do it one more repeat together, and then after that you should be good to go. So let's do row number 8. Chain 4 to start out with, and put your first set of 3 double crochets into the first chain 1 space, followed by a chain 1, and then another 3 double crochets into the next space, chain 1. Okay, so before you get to this first treble bar, before that, into this space right here, you're gonna do an eyelet. Okay, so the eyelet is the start of the 9 double crochet fan. So originally we did only one eyelet. In this row we're gonna do 2 eyelet. We're gonna do one here, and then we're gonna do one here right before the center. So next, left and right of your treble crochets. So to do the eyelet again, you're gonna do a double crochet, and then you're gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then into the same space, you're gonna do another double. Okay, and then chain 1. And then into your first treble crochet space, you're gonna just do a single crochet, chain 3, into your next treble crochet space, you're gonna do single crochet, chain 3, and then into the next chain 3 space or treble crochet space, you're gonna do single crochet, chain 3, and into the last treble crochet space here, you're gonna do another single crochet, and then you're gonna chain 1, and here into this space right here is where you're gonna put in another eyelet. So eyelet is done by doing a double crochet followed by a chain 5, and then you do another double crochet into the same space, chain 1, and here we find ourselves in the center. So work your center stitches. 1, 2, here we go. Let's do that again. 3, chain 2, and another 3 double. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget your chain 1. And then we find ourselves into this space again right before the treble start. So put in your eyelet. So do a double followed by a chain 5, and then another double into the same space, chain 1. Okay, so here we are between our first treble. You're gonna do a single crochet, chain 3, into the next space, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, and into the last space, single crochet, chain 1. And before we work the triples, before we work the cluster of 3 double, we have to put our eyelet. So this happens, and I do that all the time. So just make sure you have enough eyelets. So that was a double, and then chain 5, and then another double. So it was good that I made the mistake, because I made that mistake several times making this pattern before, and I'm sure you guys gonna make the same mistake as well. So just know you're not the only one. So we have 1 eyelet, 2 eyelet, and here's 1 and 2. And let me work my last clusters of 3 double, chain 1, there was 3, chain 1, and one last double into your chain 3 space. Perfect. So this is what your work should look like after round number 8. And let's start with round number 9 with our chain 4. Turn our work, and we do our first cluster of double crochets. Chain 1, we do another cluster of 3 doubles, chain 1. Okay, we're back at the eyelet, guys. The first one right here, and we're gonna do 9 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1, and then here we have the chain 3 space that we anchored down with the single crochet in the last row. So I'm gonna put a single crochet into the first chain 3 space, and then chain 3, and then into the next chain 3 space right here. I'm gonna do another single crochet, chain 3, and then we're gonna do one last single crochet into the third chain 3 space, and then chain 1. And we here at our eyelet, we're gonna do our 9 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1, and we find ourselves in our center. So work your center stitches. So that was the third double, and then I do my chain 2, and I do another 3 double. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget your chain 1, and here we are at our eyelet. So do your 9 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1, and anchor in the fan with a single crochet into the first chain 3 space, and then chain 3. You do another single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and into the third chain 3 space you do another single crochet and you chain 1, and here at the eyelet do your 9 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, chain 1, and here at the end do your usual cluster of 3 double crochet. That was my third, chain 1, and one last cluster here in the chain 1 space as usual. 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget your chain 1, and then do a last double crochet into the chain 3 space. Here we go, and that's what your work should look like right now after round or row number 9. Okay, let's do row number 10 together, which should be the third of our 4 round repeat. So I do my chain 4, I turn my work, and you start with your beginning clusters of 3 double crochets. So that was my first 3 double, chain 1, and I do another cluster of 3 doubles into the second space, chain 1. Okay, so here we're back at our fan. I'm going to call this a fan of 9 double crochets, and in this round you will do 1 double in each of the double with a chain 1 in between. Okay, so we're making the fan bigger now. So double, chain 1, that was 1, double, chain 1, that was 2, double, chain 1, that was 3, and you can do that a total of 9 times. That was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to do 9, chain 1. Okay, and then we're going to basically anchor down our fan with a single crochet into the chain 3 space, single crochet, and then you're going to do a chain 3, and then we have another chain 3 space here. We're going to do another single crochet, chain 1, and here we are at our next fan. So do your 9 double with a chain 1 in the middle or in between. Okay, so double, chain 1, double, chain 1, double, chain 1. So I've done 3 so far. We're going to need a total of 9. So that was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one last double and chain. Okay, and then we are back to our center. So do your center work, 3 double, chain 2, and 3 double, chain 1. Okay, so here we back to our fan. So do your 9 double with a chain 1 in between. 1, that was 1, 2, 3, that was 9, chain 1. We're going to anchor down the fan into the chain 3 space with a single crochet, chain 3, and another single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 1, and now work your last fan. So 9 double with the chains in between. And this is my 9th double, chain 1, and here you're back to the beginning. So do your usual cluster of 3 double, chain 1, and another 3 double, chain 1, and then don't forget to put in your last double crochet into the chain 3 space. Okay, so that was round number 10, and you can really start seeing the pattern come together. So we have only one more row for our 4-row repeat, and then you can spread your wings and go for it. Okay, let's do row 11 together. So start off with your chain 4, turn your work, and then work your first clusters of 3 double crochets. So that was my first cluster of 3, chain 1, and I do my second one right here, followed by a chain 1, and here we have our fan. And so this is the row where we're going to do the treble crochet. So 2 yarn overs, do a first treble into the first double crochet of your fan. So that was my first treble. Chain 3. You're going to skip 1 and into the third double you're going to do your treble, chain 3, and then skip 1 into the next one, you do another treble, chain 3. So we did 1, 2, 3 so far. We have 2 more. Skip 1 and into the next one we do a treble, chain 3, and skip 1 and into the last double, another treble. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trebles with chain 3s in the middle. Chain 1, we're going to anchor our work down, and we're going to do a single crochet right here in the middle. That's our chain 3 space from the previous row. Chain 1. Here's our next fan. So do your 5 trebles. That was my first treble, chain 3, skip 1 and do your second treble, chain 3, skip 1, do a treble into the next one, chain 3, skip 1 into the next one, we do our 4th treble, chain 3, and 1 last treble right here, chain 1, and we into the center work. So do your center clusters. There was 3 double, chain 2, there was my second triple double, chain 1, and here we are at our fan again. So do your 5 treble crochets just like on the other side. There was treble number 1 followed by a chain 3, skip 1 into the third double. We're going to do our second treble, chain 3, skip 1, treble into the next one, chain 3, and skip 1, treble into the next one. There was number 4, chain 3, and 1 last treble right here. And after the last treble, chain 1, and we're going to do a single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 1, and here's our last fan. my last treble crochet, chain 1. Okay, and then at the end do your 3 double, so that was my first cluster of 3, chain 1 and another set of 3, chain 1 and do your double into the chain 3, and that was round 11. So we did 2 of the repeats. So round 12 would be the start of a new repeat. Okay, so for round 12, so you would have an eyelet. So the first round is where we create those eyelets. That's the beginning of each of these fans, right? So for the next for round 12, you're going to have an eyelet here, 1. You're going to have an eyelet right in the center of these fans, right where the single crochet is. Here's 2, and here at the end is 3. Okay, so first repeat we have 1 fan. Second repeat we have 2 fans. For the next repeat you have 1, 2, 3 fans. Okay, and then go on and so on. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 on the next one. So just follow those 3 rows to make this as large as you want to. So I hope you found this really helpful with the written pattern and the diagram. If you do appreciate my effort, I would love for you to leave me a comment, a like, a share, and your subscription would be the ultimate compliment. Look at that. I hope you give it a try. Thank you guys. I see you guys next time. Bye.